Everton are one of the biggest clubs in English football. They've won more top division titles than the likes of Tottenham, Manchester City and Chelsea, three of the supposed big six. In their entire history, Everton have only been relegated from the top division twice, in 1930 and 1951. Their success isn't given enough credit, maybe because of how successful their neighbours Liverpool are, but do not let that distract you from the fact Everton are massive. But when you fast forward to 2023, it doesn't seem that way. Everton currently sit 19th in the Premier League, 4 games to go, and this is back-to-back relegation battles, 2 seasons in a row. Once upon a time, a top dog of English football might just be playing in the Championship next season, and that isn't good enough for a club as big as Everton. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what's gone wrong with the Toffees. If you do enjoy, make sure to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, I'd appreciate if you could subscribe. In February of 2016, Farhad Mashouri bought 49.9% of Everton, reportedly paying £200 million. The following summer, Everton went and spent the big bucks, signing likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Ademola Lookman, Ashley Williams, Morgan Schneiderlin, and Yannick Bolasie. Bolasie was the most expensive signing from Crystal Palace for £28 million. In his entire Everton career spanning over 2 years, he scored a total of 2 goals. Everton finished that season 7th and went on to spend even more the following summer, signing the likes of Gylfi Sigurdsson for £50 million. Michael Keane, Jordan Pickford, David Klaas and some other notable names, but you also saw notable departures like Romelu Lukaku and Ross Barkley for a total of €100 million. Some of these signings did work out, I will not lie, but you look at the likes of Ashley Williams, Nico Vlasic, Davy Klaassen and Bolasie, players that cost around €60 million combined. They were all sold within 2 years. In the early years of the ownership, Everton were averaging around 7th and 8th finishes. They had the money to spend as they were selling players like Lukaku, John Stones, so they could go out and invest that. Eventually their signings were so bad they didn't get much money back from them, but they did continue to spend. That didn't work out, and now we're in a situation in 2023 where Everton can't spend much money because FFP are looking into them closely. Since selling Lukaku, Everton have made a notable profit on 4 players: Luca Digne, Richarlison, Anthony Gordon who came through the youth academy, and Idrissa Gana Gueye. Other than that, most players they've made a loss. You look at the likes of Cech Tosun, Morgan Schneiderlin, Bolasie, that's a loss of almost £50 million in those 3 players alone. Everton's decline is down to the incompetence of that board and their failure to invest that money well. You can spend money. Manchester City have spent a lot of money in the last 15 years, but they've spent it well, and that's why they've done so well. Everton have spent money and they haven't had much success with it because they've had the odd good signing, but for the most part it's been all failure. From 2019 to 2022, Everton have recorded a loss of £371 million. They're breaking FFP and Premier League rules because you have to be recording a maximum loss of £105 million across 3 years, which Everton aren't doing, and they're frankly nowhere near. The Everton board have been so incompetent that they have made big signings, they have turned out bad, they make a loss, and now they're not able to spend more money to make better signings. So slowly but surely Everton go from placing mid-table almost every season to slowly but surely falling down that table and getting into relegation battles. Now fast forward to 2023, Everton have gone from mid-table to 19th, Carlo Ancelotti to Sean Dyche, Romelu Lukaku to Neil Maupay, and a young Seamus Coleman linked with Bayern Munich to an old Seamus Coleman who is still quality, just very slow. Last season Everton narrowly escaped relegation, and one of their biggest results of the season was a 1-0 win at Goodison Park versus an in-form Newcastle. Come this season, same story. They're in a relegation battle in desperate need of 3 points. They face off against an in-form Newcastle and they only go and lose 4-1. That was the game I knew Everton were getting relegated. At Goodison Park you would think they would put up a fight, and they just didn't. They've since got a draw versus Leicester, but I just don't think it's enough, and I see Everton playing their football in the Championship next season. The only reason they stayed up last season was because of a few goals that were scored by the likes of Richarlison and Anthony Gordon, 2 players that no longer play for Everton. There are very few players in that Everton team that I see show real passion. I look at the likes of Connor Cody, Jordan Pickford, Onana, those are players that show passion, and who can forget Seamus Coleman, a man that I think if Everton do get relegated, that will absolutely break him, because that man is Everton through and through. They're supposed to be relying on Dominic Calvert-Lewin for the goals. I fancy him to rather get injured, or he's just going to be thinking about a summer move away from Everton in the summer. Everton aren't a team that scores many goals, they aren't a team with much quality. Most of those players don't look up for the fight, and their next 4 fixtures are Brighton, Manchester City, Wolves and Bournemouth. They could maybe win 2 of those games. They're not getting anything out of Manchester City or Brighton. Wolves at the Molineux will be difficult. They can maybe scrape a draw, so it all depends. Last game of the season, Bournemouth at Goodison. For me, that game decides Everton's safety in the Premier League, and I would hope those players know how big of a club they're playing for and know that that club should not be playing in the Championship, and they will put up a fight, pick up all 3 points, and Everton will be playing in the Premier League next season. Even under the assumption that they do beat Bournemouth, Leeds, Leicester and Nottingham Forest, 2 of them would not have to win a game for the rest of the season for those 3 points to be enough for Everton. It really is a sad sight to see one of the biggest clubs in the Premier League potentially get relegated for the first time in over 70 years. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Everton will stay up, or do you think they're going down to the Championship? If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. We're so close to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.